Ken Rosenthal tweeted that Robinson Cano had been suspended for performance-enhancing drugs. However, John Heyman is now tweeting that Robinson Cano's suspension is for a diuretic, which is seen as a masking agent. Suspension is treated as a performance-enhancing drug, though, because it falls under the same restrictions as a performance-enhancing drug. TJ Quinn of ESPN is now tweeting, players are not automatically suspended for using diuretics. The suspension means MLB was able to prove he was using it to mask a drug. Cano tested positive before the season, appealed, and dropped the appeal. It makes you wonder, if he really didn't have anything to hide, then why not appeal the suspension? Robinson Cano's official statement reads, recently I learned that I tested positive for a substance called furosemide, which is not a performance-enhancing substance. It is used to treat various medical conditions in the United States and the Dominican Republic. The substance was given to me by a licensed doctor in the Dominican Republic to treat a medical ailment. While I did not realize at the time that I was given a medication that was banned, I obviously now wish that I had been more careful. For more than 15 years, playing professional baseball has been the greatest honor and privilege of my life. I would never do anything to cheat the rules of the game that I love, and after undergoing dozens of drug tests over more than a decade, I have never tested positive for a performance-enhancing substance for the simple reason that I have never taken one. Today I decided to accept MLB's suspension. This was the most difficult decision I've ever made in my life, but ultimately the right decision, given that I do not dispute that I was given the substance. I apologize to my family, friends, fans, teammates, and the Mariners organization. I'm extremely grateful for the support I've received during this process, and I look forward to rejoining my teammates later this season. Robinson Cano is currently on the disabled list with a broken hand, and the suspension will begin once he returns from the disabled list. It's funny because I was actually just talking with some friends of mine the other night about Robinson Cano's chances to make it into the Hall of Fame, which led to a whole slew of discussions of us talking about other Major League Baseball players who are kind of on the fringe when it comes to the Hall of Fame discussion. Guys like Adrian Beltre, who will probably make it. My white balance just really changed there. Carlos Beltran, Lance Berkman, guys like that. Cano is a career .304 hitter, 2,417 hits in his career. Career 67.5 WAR, 305 home runs, 1,206 runs batted in, a career on base percentage of .354, an 8-time All-Star between the Mariners and the Yankees, not to mention a member of the 2009 World Champion Yankees team. So my question for you is, how do you view Robinson Cano after this? What do you think of the things that he's achieved and accomplished throughout his career? And what's next? Will he make it to the Hall of Fame despite all this? You got to figure that if he does make it after this, that opens up the door for other players who have been talked about in a negative light because of their steroid use. Let's say hypothetically someday Robinson Cano is voted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, and we still have guys like Roger Clemens and Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Rafael Palmeiro, guys that accomplished pretty big feats throughout their career. They're still not in the Hall of Fame, so let's take that approach to it. McGwire and Sosa and Clemens and Bonds and all these guys, they were hated during their career. There were people and fan bases that really didn't like them, but you'd be hard-pressed to find anything negative about Robinson Cano. It seems like the general consensus of opinion on Robinson Cano throughout Major League Baseball is that he's a pretty well-loved player and a good guy. He did a lot of outreach things in New York and Seattle. He donated a lot of money to charity. So if Cano makes it and you have these other guys that aren't voted into the Hall of Fame, is it a steroid issue? Is it an issue of them taking steroids, which is keeping them out of the Hall of Fame, or does it come down to something else, like their personality or other off-the-field issues? And if that is the case, then that becomes an issue of bias and prejudice rather than, oh, he cheated, so he can't make it into the Baseball Hall of Fame. But this guy cheated, we're going to vote him in because we like him, but these guys, we didn't like them, so we're going to not vote them in, but we're going to say that it's because they cheated. Which side are you on? What's going to happen? What's next for Robinson Cano? Let's talk about it in the comments.